So I was watching, the Rockets play against the Spurs, and I didn't notice this because I happened to watch the game in the second quarter, so I was unable to watch it at the pregame warm up and the introductions. I didn't notice this until the internet was on fire. All right, showing pictures of James Harden. A lot of people talk about he's like 30 pounds overweight. He's like 50 pounds overweight. I have heard some people talk about he's 100 pounds overweight. I highly doubt that. But before we begin this topic, I first like to tell you guys I'm also going to be talking about the Giannis staying put with the Milwaukee Bucks later on in the video. Okay, but I feel like the two sports you can't be overweight in because it's going to be noticeable is professional soccer and basketball. I mean, because those uniforms is not going to hide your gut, your love handles. If you're puffy, you're just going to be a puffy dude in a small uniform, okay? It's going to be obvious, okay? Ray Charles can see that you're overweight, all right? It's going to be extremely noticeable. Yes, it's sometimes noticeable in baseball and football, but it's noticeable. It's very noticeable in basketball, okay, as well as soccer, all right? So I feel like James Harden is overweight because when I was watching him, he looked very puffy, and that could be water weight. I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of other factors. He was doing his tour de force of traveling to different strip clubs. I'm pretty sure he was eating the strip club food. I'm pretty sure he was drinking a lot of alcoholic beverages. Okay, I don't think water was a must in the James Harden portfolio of what he's going to drink at these strip clubs. I've seen photos of him at these strip clubs. He looked overweight at the strip clubs. All right, and to me, just because the preseason isn't like the standard preseason, I would tell you folks that, the majority of that is going to probably, he's going to lose a lot of that before the start of the regular season. But the regular season is like right around the corner, folks. All right. So I can clearly tell you guys at the start, I feel like the first 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks of the regular season, they're going to have a minute restriction on James Harden because when you're overweight, you're going to be highly likely of injuring something. Okay. And they know the guy is overweight and somewhat out of shape. When I saw him last night and he was matched up against a point guard, I thought it was a power forward matching up. I said, oh my God, why they got this power forward matching up to this point guard? And I said, oh, that's James Harden. Okay. You can clearly see that he's very puffy. I don't know how heavy he is. I want to highly doubt that he's 30 pounds overweight, but I do know that he is overweight. And it's going to take several weeks for him to trim the fat, so to say. All right. But this is another reason why, and I made a video yesterday telling you guys, I really don't see a trade happening this upcoming NBA season. And I gave you the factors. And this is going to be more like a coffin in the nail on why I feel like there's no trade going to happen this year as far as trading James Harden to a contending team, because a lot of these, the Rockets are going to be wanting the sun, the moon, the stars, the galaxy, the heavens above. They're going to want everything if you want James Harden on your team. And this is going to be one more thing that a lot of these organizations are going to use against the Rockets, okay? How James Harden handled his demand to be traded, his attitude towards Rockets, not showing up for practice, being late, his behavior, as well as his previous what he did with the Rockets when he signed that contract with the Rockets, and how he mixes in with other players and how it didn't work. And when you got and then his crazy demand only want to be traded to the Brooklyn Nets. I didn't see how that was going to happen. And he's kind of out here in these streets. He's looking very spoiled. Okay, he's looking like spoiled milk. All right, and a lot of organizations may kick the tires around, but they're not going to give the Rockets. They're not going to mortgage their future. Uh, a decent star. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why the trade with Harden going to the Philadelphia 76ers that fell apart was because the Rockets was asking way too much and they wanted Ben Simmons. Okay. And you want all this for a disgruntled superstar that's overweight. All right. So I just don't see it happening this year. And like I said yesterday, I can see it happening after the end of this upcoming season. And maybe next free agency, the next NBA free agency, and they'll possibly explore trying to trade him. But I think he lost his value. All right. And I feel like the Rockets are going to be on the short stick, and I don't think they're going to get enough for James Harden, which when you look at these trades, the organization are going to lose out anyway. They're not going to get top dollar for a player that they signed, or a player like Russell Westbrook. They gave up a lot to get Russell Westbrook, and they've got very little in return trading Russell Westbrook after 1 year with the Houston Rockets. I feel like this is going to be the same thing happening twice with Houston. They're not going to get enough for James Harden, and they're just going to trade him away for some odd and end pieces. Hopefully they'll get some future draft picks. Hopefully they get more than one. But it is what it is. Now, Giannis signing with the Milwaukee Bucks. Great news for Giannis. Great news for the Milwaukee Bucks. But even better news for the NBA. And I remember talking and discussing about this. I feel like now more than ever, today's players, they don't have the mindset of, you know what, if I can't win it here, I'm just going to leave all the money on the table and go elsewhere, demand a trade or wait until free agency and go elsewhere and try to build a quote-unquote super team. Okay? I feel like those years are behind us. I feel like the NBA has caught up on what a lot of NBA players are doing. And it makes you, now you can have a super team, but you're not going to have enough money to fill the rest of the roster. Okay? And with the rules in place, it's literally, it's going to be literally a nightmare. You get the 3 best players on one team, and now you got to fill up the rest of the roster spots with the draft and free agency, hoping that players take less to sign with you. Rondo has proven that, even at his age, he is still getting high dollar. And that's one of the reasons why he went to the Atlanta Hawks. He was searching for a payday. Okay? Same way with Dwight Howard when he went to the Philadelphia 76ers. He was searching for a payday. All right? And, when you talk about Giannis, this is great. It's great news for the Milwaukee Bucks. Great news for Giannis. He wants to be there. But it's even greater news for the NBA. And you're starting to notice a lot of players just staying put, staying on the path, and, just franchise players staying in their own franchises. I feel like the days of, hey, let's pair up and, make a super team. I feel like the last of those days are over with. I feel like the last super team that was put together was, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. I just hope that works for Brooklyn. I just don't see it working for Brooklyn. That's just my opinion. And LeBron was there a year before Anthony Davis, and he was trying, and he was, they were trying to get Anthony Davis the first year with LeBron. It didn't work out, and they got him on the second year of LeBron being with the Lakers. And then he was also trying to get Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard chose the Clippers. All right. So I mean, I think the days of guys pairing up, joining forces to make their own Justice League super team, I think they're behind us. Because I feel like the league has caught up to that. And I feel like a lot of players are not going to leave. It's not going to leave all that money on the table just to go elsewhere. All right. So and when you look at these, one more thing, and when you start looking at the future of super teams, yeah, you might catch lightning in the bottle maybe in the first and second year winning a championship, but to keep that super team maintained, you're going to have to get rid of core players and key players, and you have to exchange these parts on a seasonal basis. Every season, you have to replace players that left your team on a one-year contract, searching for a huge payday on another team. And eventually it catches up with you, okay? And I feel like with the Brooklyn situation, I feel like in year 3 and 4, it's going to catch up to those guys. And they're not going to be able to keep those core players because they're going to be going to other teams that's going to pay them more money, like the Milwaukee Bucks, all right? Like the Lakers. Right now, everyone's talking great about the Lakers, but Montrezl Harrell has a player option at the end of this year. What if they win a championship, or what if they get close? And he's offered more money elsewhere, okay? And he takes that more money, okay? Then you're going to have to find someone to replace him. Okay, remember, he's supposed to replace Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard, when the Philadelphia 76ers chasing the money, they got a younger version of Dwight Howard. He's more athletic. He floats around the basket. If he has good career stats, even if they win the championship or if they don't win the championship, if there are teams out there that says, man, we would love to sign you for XYZ type of money, he has a player option where he gets out of that contract and then he can go to wherever team he wants to, and then the Lakers got nothing for him. Okay? So these are the deals you have to be kind of in front in, and hopefully you can find someone to replace. And that's what I'm talking about with these super teams. You're just trying to fill in the blanks of roster spots because you don't have that much cash available, and you mortgage your future for AD. All right, so that's what happens. You lock in on these these super teams. The players get older, and it gets kind of hard for a GM or for an owner to replenish the roster on a season basis. Every year is something. All right. So yeah, that's all I got. I'm not sure if James Harden is 30 pounds overweight. I do concede and say that he is overweight. And I feel like before the NBA season starts, they're probably going to put him on a minutes restriction. He's probably not going to play from start to finish on every game. And they're going to watch it. And I'm pretty sure they got a nutritionist tied alongside James Harden. And they're going to get that weight worked out. But like I said, I feel like that's even more of a factor why I just don't see him being traded this year. Maybe the end of the year, possibly. But I think the Rockets are going to have to lower their expectations. I don't think they're going to get a lot for James Harden. I think he's going to have a pretty average year, and he's pretty much going to be playing catch up. He's been out, and when he does get in shape, the other players in the NBA who was there from the beginning of training camp and preseason and so forth, they're going to get even better. and he's always going to be behind the players that were in camp day one. Okay, he's not going to be able to catch up. Okay, folks. And if they do make it to the postseason, I think you're going to see during his time span in the regular season, they're probably going to let him miss a few games. They're going to low manage him, minute restriction. You're going to start hearing things like cramps. He's not going to be able to join the Rockets because of cramps. He's not going to be able to join the Rockets because he's being very stiff. You're going to hear a lot of things that's related to people that are not physically fit. And like I said, I feel like professional athletes, they can, lose majority of that weight in a couple of weeks. But you have to take your time because you don't want to, injure something trying to get him into shape. So you slowly have to do it. All right. So, yeah, that's all I got for today. Guys, tell me what you think. I'm up out of here, deuces.